Hello everyone and welcome back to the thrilling wasteland adventures of Old Man McRib, where we're now tackling the new Steel Dawn quests as a grumpy old man in a bathrobe with a walking cane and who is also a cannibal. So we're going to make as many evil choices as possible along the way, kill and eat as many human NPCs as we can along the way, and see how much fun we can have. If you're interested in the build and weapons and all that kind of thing, I did go into some detail on that in the first Old Man McRib Steel Dawn video, which I've got linked in the eye in the top right here. So if you want to see that, you can jump back and check that out. Otherwise, we're going to get right into this one. When we left off last time, we needed to go meet Scribe Valdez to find out about a new mission for the Brotherhood of Steel and see how we can help her out. Let's go find her and see what she's got to say.
Hello, civilian. I don't mean to be rude, but what exactly are you doing up here?
Well, I helped out that Shin guy, and he said to talk to you about getting in on this Brotherhood action.
Did he now? Knowing Knight Shin, I'm guessing that's not exactly how it went down. But if you're a prospective initiate, then I guess we're both in luck. Paladin Romani makes the call on new recruits, but the Knight and I have some influence. It just so happens I'm in need of someone to help me out on a little mission. If you're interested, I can bring you along and put you to work. Do a good job, and I'll send a recommendation your way. How about it?
Well, if I do it, you better not go back on your word if I decide to help you out.
Well, aren't you the trusting one? I'm Brotherhood. I'll keep my promise. No need to worry about that.
I'll decide what I need to worry about. What is this mission exactly?
Our new base is littered with old technology. But there's something in particular I want to investigate. It's down in the bowels of this place, a part of Atlas that we've cornered off. I'm not keen on going alone, so I'd like some backup.
And you've chosen a geriatric man in a bathrobe for your backup. So, okay, deal.
Glad we can come to an agreement. Any questions before we start?
Nope, I'm ready as I'll ever be. Let's go.
Great. Unfortunately, I need to finish up a few things here. Head downstairs and I'll meet you in a bit.
Sounds good to me. So from there, we will head down to the Atlas substructure to meet Scribe Valdez and help her out with whatever it is she needs help with. We'll just take a walk down the stairs here. Where's she at? Where you at, Scribe Valdez? There you are. Let's pick up our conversation.
Good, you're here. So, how do you feel about reading comprehension? I was hoping to start out by sweeping the area for documentation left behind from before the war.
Reading is easy. I can do that. I won't be honest with you about anything that I read or help you in any way, but I can read it.
Yet you'd be amazed how many people refuse to do it. But enough about that. I'd like to get started. Let's head downstairs and see what we can turn up.
Yes, let's head downstairs and see what we can turn up. So first, when we get down here, we're going to see some enemies pop out. I see a cave cricket back there. Bunch of bugs. Oh, good. All right, well, let's see what we can do here. Or should we just use Scribe Valdez as a human shield? I guess we could do that, but we'll go ahead and kill that one. Easy enough so far. And now we've got flying bugs. Okay, yeah, VATS for flying bugs doesn't work very well, and apparently, my manual aim for flying bugs doesn't work very well either. Yeah, that's not going to work. I think we're going to need a shotgun. That's why I've got one. Let's just get out of the way, switch it over. Come on, where you at? There we go. Quad pump shotgun. Goodbye. You're dead now. It's nice to say that he's a grumpy old man with a walking cane, but sometimes the game just doesn't like to play nice.
This must be Dr. Hammond, Atlas's lead scientist. We recovered some of his holotapes and logs in our initial sweep of the area. This tech down here is his handiwork, and he couldn't give it up. Even after the war, I should make arrangements for a proper burial.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that, Scribe Valdez. I'm going to kill this mosquito, and then I'm going to go find some reading material. What can we find here? Looks like there's a note right by the corpse. And he's a skeleton, so sadly we can't eat him, but that's all right. Atlas Decommission Report number 2. Ion focus. Our experiment with a compact ion focus has left it vulnerable to strong feedback during device initiation. It survived the test, but the design should be reconsidered before any future use is attempted. Induction coil. The induction coil suffers the same feedback susceptibility as the ion focus. Repeated usage causes significant variance in the flux distributions throughout the coil. Redesign of this device also needs consideration if it is to be used in any future trials, as the potential risk of frying the coil could require substantial capital in replacement parts. Core processing unit. While firmware updates have proven useful in troubleshooting important aspects of Atlas operational capability, the sheer processing power required to execute the necessary commands requires a special order CPU. This CPU came at great cost to the operation, and numerous computing breakdowns during the trial runs led leadership to question its long-term stability as well. Full diagnostic report pending. Yes, and I'm sure Old Man McRib and his 3 intelligence points absolutely comprehended every word of that. Let's see what else we can find in here. I see another commission report, but we'll drink a Nuka Cherry first. Atlas Decommission Report Number 1. General Post-Mortem. Following the dismissal of Dr. Isaac Hammond, Lieutenant Commander Oberlin has tasked me with overseeing the shutdown of the Atlas project. This report outlines the state of the project as of its termination. While showing promise in its final trials, the project still has a major stability issue, and considerable additional effort would be required to create a consistently operational device. The working trials impacted the operation of several key components, including the miniaturized ion focus and primary induction coil. Also of concern was the enormous stress put on the coolant intake pumps and possible defects discovered in the release valves. So blah 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 science, blah 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 money, blah 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 military, blah 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 breaking things. All right, where is the last of our documents? We'll just keep following the quest markers, and it looks like we've got one hanging out on a little table over here. Let's see what we've got to say with this one. Atlas Decommission Report Number 3. Intake pressures and stress test. A single use of the Atlas device requires a huge intake of coolant to keep the machine operational. Pumping this coolant through the device during operation puts a worrying amount of stress on its pipes, pumps, and valves. Repeated usage testing has revealed signs of cracks and breakage throughout. Furthermore, the hasty construction of the machine has led to structural flaws that could lead to high-pressure buildup in the intake points, which could have destructive results if not addressed. These flaws could have been averted with careful design protocols, but the pressures of the war overrode those concerns. I would be remiss not to recommend an excess of caution when proceeding with future projects.
I think this is good. Let's talk for a sec. That should be enough to start. Let me take a look. Atlas Decommission Report. So the project was in bad shape after all? Oh, I knew it sounded too good to be true. Fascinating. Wow, this is some seriously classified stuff that I just let you read, isn't it? I wasn't supposed to show you any of this.
Well, if all scribes are this dumb, I'm not sure I want to be in the Brotherhood at all.
Hey, I made a mistake. But don't put that on the whole organization. There's only so much I can tell you, but I'll share what I feel is relevant. Atlas wasn't exactly an observatory before the war. That was just a front. The military conducted research here. Pretty advanced research. We're down here to investigate and see what's worth salvaging for the Brotherhood.
Okay, so apparently I can just blatantly insult her, and she's fine with that as long as I don't take it out on the Brotherhood. You know, you should have told me we were looting a military base. Now I'm even more on board.
Whoa. Looting is absolutely not what we're doing here. Everything of worth that we remove from this substructure is going with me up to my lab to be cataloged and analyzed. Now, let's follow up on some leads from this report. I'd like to do a quick inspection of some key components that should be nearby. There's probably a terminal around here. If it's still running, we can do a diagnostics test. That will tell us about some of the less accessible hardware. The report mentioned that the machine's intake pump was under a lot of pressure. Let's find the release valve for that and give it a spin, see what happens. Finally, the lower core on this level should have a wiring box. Why don't we take a glance at that to get an idea of the electrical hookups?
Okay, I have absolutely no idea what any of that means, but yeah, I got it. Let's go. What can go wrong?
Should be a simple inspection. You can have point, but I'll be looking over your shoulder the whole way. Take note of the details and we'll discuss how it goes after.
Yes, details. I will definitely not take note of the details, and if I do, I'll lie about them. So first things first, we've got to run a diagnostics check on the main system, which appears to be right in front of us here. We'll jump onto the terminal and do that. Yep, right here. Atlas Diagnostics Terminal. Run diagnostics check. Easy enough. Not too much of a challenge there. Even Old Man McRib can do it. Key component status, core processing unit defunct, intake valves ruptured detected, ion focus misaligned, induction loop flux something or other. Yeah, okay. Science, blah, blah, blah. What's next? Looks like we're heading for the release valve, which we will test very carefully, I'm sure.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just fine, Scribe Valdez. Don't you worry your pretty little head about it. Just scrambled my brains around a little bit, but they weren't really doing much, so not a problem. And now we need to examine the wiring. Where is the wiring? Right here is the wiring. What do we find here at the wire box? The wiring looks shredded, likely the work of resident critters. Oh good, resident critters. Mole rats. Everybody loves mole rats, especially me. Level 84 poisonous mole rat, matching Old Man McRib's level, so they would go up to level 100 in here, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, whoever it is at Bethesda who decided level 100 mole rats would be fun, well yeah, there's a special place for you somewhere, and it's not a nice place. Not a nice place at all. But we've got a legendary one there, so we'll see if we can take these guys out without getting... Oh, yep. Had a feeling that might happen. Oh, but that's right. I have legendary armor now. I have life-saving armor. So that kept me alive once. And before we respawn, we'll watch Scribe Valdez get mauled by mole rats. Yes, that was at least a little bit amusing. You have to admit it. Let's get back into the action, finish these guys off, because Scribe Valdez is not a very effective human shield, and there's some useless armor, but it might be better than what I have, because I don't have much yet. A right leg? I don't have a right leg, so might as well put it on. Zealot's Trapper right leg. We'll upgrade armor as we go and get more interesting things. And now we need to speak to the Scribe.
All right, let's go over the inspection results. The diagnostics check revealed some issues. Flux disruption in the induction loop, intake valves ruptured, and the ion focus?
Yeah, truth be told, I wasn't really paying attention to any of those things.
You'll need to going forward, if you're going to be a productive member of the Brotherhood. Next, we have the release valve. That went... Well, what was your assessment?
Well, it released pressure, so I guess it's okay. Fine by me.
Not okay. Explosive decompression is not what we're looking for. Last but not least, the wiring. The wires were...
Totally aluminiumized, completely platinum glazed.
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. All right. Well, sorry to spring the quiz on you. I can tell you weren't prepared, but you'll need to think on the fly if you want to beat Brotherhood.
You don't know what that was supposed to mean? Well, now you know how I feel, but, you know, that was some discussion. You already knew the answers you wanted.
A fair point. We have a saying among the scribes. Through discourse, we gain strength. This wasn't discourse. It was a test. I can't blame you for being upset. I wanted to see if you would pay attention. And I have my answer now. Sorry if I angered you. I'm worried about what our inspection turned up. There are a few parts I'd like to extract and examine in my lab. There's the pressure gauge, the core processor, and the ion focus. They should be upstairs. There's a lot I can learn from examining them if we can pull them out and get them back to my lab in decent condition. I want to take some notes on the core up there, so I'm going to leave the parts removal to you. Each extraction will be a little different, but in general, you'll want to use a light touch. I want the components in good condition, so please be careful. Any questions, or are you ready to get started?
Well, if you're counting on me to do important work at this point, then you're getting what you deserve. I'm good to go.
I'm counting on you. Let's see what you can do.
That's probably a mistake. All right, so we'll extract some components, beginning with the ion focus. We'll examine it and get some options. We can use an agility check to unhook each tube and wire carefully. Well, we don't want to do that. Tear the connections away with your hands and wrench the device out. Gently unhook each tube and wire from the device, cut the tubes and wires off, and pry the device out. I think tear the connections away with your hands and wrench the device out sounds like the most destructive option. Let's go with that.
I'm beginning to wonder if I was right to trust you with this.
Yeah, if you're only beginning to wonder that, then maybe you really aren't so bright. You probably should have figured that part out already. Next up, we need to remove the central processing unit from the main terminal. Let's go ahead and get in there and see how we can do that. CPU management, power status. Let's look at CPU management. Eject CPU, emergency eject CPU, power down and eject CPU. Yeah, I'm not sure here. Which one is likely to damage it the most? I think if we just straight up eject it, that's probably best. Or I should say worst, which is what we're going for. All right, we got another nice little explosion there. So clearly we're doing well. Now we need to remove the pressure gauge. And we're going to get some more options. We could use a strength check to unscrew screws and do things carefully. That's no fun. Yank the gauge out without removing the rust, oil the screws, or blast the screws off with your weapon and pull the gauge out.
I thought of this. Can you pick up the induction coil up there on the machine core?
After all the damage I've done, you want to send me to get another important, delicate science thing? Okay, sure, why not? We'll climb on up the catwalk here. Do-do-do-do-do. Heal up, because I know there's going to be robots coming. Induction coil. What are our options? Unhook both wires and slide the coil out. Cut the red wire. A little shock won't hurt anything. Cut the blue wire. It seems shocky, but less so. Which one? The third option sounds the dumbest. But is it the worst? Decisions. Let's cut the red wire. There we go. There's that explosion. All right. And now we just have to extract the mysterious component that came out. And we've got more options. Gently lift it out of the container, quickly swap it out with a heavy sack of dirt, or pry it out using my weapon as a lever. Obviously, we're going to pry it out using our weapon. That's definitely the dumbest way to do this, so let's do it. No, Scribe Valdez, it doesn't sound good. We've got alarms going off, and that means the robots are coming. So now we will very inefficiently fight them off with a walking cane. I have a feeling I'm going to need to switch to the shotgun. For some reason in this fight, it throws you into danger even if you have a stealth build. So that's not very helpful, but did a little better against the Robo Brain, but we'll use the shotgun here. And yeah, we need to get to some cover. Let's get to some cover, get to safety, heal up a little bit, reload the weapon. Okay, now we're reloaded and back at it. Scribe Valdez is back to doing a bad job as a human shield. Let's take down some Robo Brains. Get some crippling action going on here, and that is the beauty of the shotgun. It doesn't have... I'm not built for a shotgun on this character. I don't have any shotgun damage perks. The only shotgun perk I run is Enforcer, so I can cripple limbs in situations like this. I'm not going to get really fast kills, but I can at least cripple things so I can stay alive, which is good because it takes forever to reload this quad shotgun. Let's switch to the walking cane again now that these guys are rendered helpless. and some of their armor is depleted. Looks like we've got a couple more hiding out over here. Oh, you're moving. That's not good. It's much easier to fight things that can't move. Where you at? Where you at? Okay, we got to level up to 85 now. You're hanging out in the wall. Oh, okay. Not really sure how that works. But okay. Are you going to come back out? There you go. It looks like you just teleported over there. Let's get the shotgun out again, because now we have a teleporting robot to kill, and that just kind of seems like a major challenge. Okay. Now you're in the ground. Or are you down below us? I'm going to have to hunt this thing down. It's having a little fun with us. All right, down on the next level, it is magically transported through the concrete and is running away. We'll hunt down this last robo-brain. Yeah, it's still acting a little funny, isn't it? I don't think there was a path through over there. All right, we'll get you eventually. I will find you and I will kill you, robo-brain. There you are. Time to die. This quest needs to be over now. Stop running away. Stop it. Stop it. Stop moving. Okay, now, no. Are you crippled? No, you're a lot slower than you were. And now you're dead, finally. Okay. Well, that was an unexpected challenge, but we got the job done. Now let's find Scribe Valdez and have another conversation.
Whew. Whatever you did up there, the security system sure didn't like it. Thanks for the backup. I doubt I could have handled that on my own. Now that that's over with, let me take a look at what you've collected. The pressure gauge is totally warped. I don't know if I'll be able to read much from this. The core processor is out of commission, but I think with a little elbow grease, we'll get it working. The ion focus is completely wrecked. That's bad. This is a critical component. The induction coil has seen better days. Much better. And what is this? This is this ultrasight? Fascinating. This looks like some kind of compact power source. None of the documents, none of the terminals said anything about this. Did this power the whole machine?
After all this, you expect me to be able to answer that question? You're the expert, lady. You tell me.
I don't see another explanation. And if it did, this could be an important find for the Brotherhood. Project Atlas may be beyond our power to repair, but we might have something here. I expected the machine to use a small reactor's worth of energy. They condensed that into a container I can hold in my hands. Oh, I could do a lot with this. Well, thanks for your help. This ultrasight battery is an interesting find, at least. I can't say you have the skill set to be a scribe, but there are other paths an initiate can follow. You definitely know your way around a firefight. Here, take this letter to Paladin Romani. She'll make the final call on letting you into the Brotherhood, but my wreck may tip the scales. I'm going back upstairs to take a look at these components. I need to catalog our findings. If nothing else, this ultrasight battery has piqued my interest. There's a lot I could learn from reverse engineering it. Oh, I'm giving you access to my private terminal, too. It has all the logs we recovered from when we moved in. After what we just went through, I think you deserve to know more about Project Atlas. Take a look if you get some free time. Thanks again for your help, and good luck with the Paladin.
Yes, good luck with the Paladin indeed. And with that, we complete the quest Mother of Invention. We will get some normal quest rewards, the most notable of which being the Fact Finder, which is a legendary two-shot explosive revolver, which I did a weapon spotlight video on a couple of weeks back. I will link that at the end of the video in the thumbnail, so if you want to check it out, you can. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to wrap up this quest. Our next one is called Field Testing, and we'll need to go meet Paladin Romani, but that's what we're going to do next week. Remember, as always, if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more Fallout 76 content, be sure to go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment. Especially on these videos, all of those things are really important. On my channel, the weapon spotlights, the legendary script videos, they do really well, but some of the lore things and gameplay footage and things like that doesn't have quite as big of an audience. So if you like these things and you want to see them, if you want to help me out getting a little more visibility there, a like and a comment and a subscription definitely helps do that. But do those things if you want to. Don't do them if you don't. Whatever works for you. That's going to bring us to the end of this one. I do hope I see you all next time. Until then, I'm Fisty McRib.